Y'all still bills. What's the deal, man? I'm fresh off the clock. About to go pick up my daughter from school. Go pick up my son and my baby daughter from school. Get home, kick it for a minute, then take my son to basketball practice, man. I'm a little tired, but it is what it is. But peep game, my nigga, we gotta get into this shit, man. And that's Sampson lewkaweitz, man, and what he said at the presser after the Demetrius Andre fight with David Benavidez. Man, listen, I don't just David Benavidez is not needed to turn Canelo Alvarez into an icon, bro. Like I really need niggas to pump the brakes on it. Like now, granted, that fight must happen next year, and if it doesn't, that's a problem. If he does not fight David Benavidez next year, that is a problem. That's definitely a problem, and he must be ostracized for that. But let's be very clear. If he said I'm retiring, fuck that nigga, I don't want to fight him. He a bum. Fuck him and his daddy. In the next 10 years, nobody's gonna remember that he didn't fight David Benavidez. Of course, my daughter's gonna call. Pause. But like I was saying, man, ain't nobody gonna remember that. Oh man, he didn't fight David Benavidez. Listen, what I need people to understand is this, man. Canelo did what he did in a matter of 11 months. David Benavidez is a two-time champion. Canelo has 4 belts. He's been able to catch 4 belts, and he did it in 11 months. When David Benavidez couldn't even unify with Caleb Plant on his side of the street. Both undefeated world champions, both PBC stablemates. They decided to milk that fight for 5 fucking years, only for it to do 40,000 pay-per-view buys. This notion that he got to see David Benavidez for, the sake of his legacy is utter, garbage. Utter garbage. Utter garbage. I don't like just y'all are putting way too much stock into David Benavidez, man. The dude is a good fighter. He's a quality fighter. But is he anything special? I'm sorry, he's not. He's not. He's the last hope of the potential threats to Canelo Alvarez. And if Canelo Alvarez beats him, all of that energy is going to be redistributed into David Morrell. Just like all of the Earl Spence energy is being redistributed into Boots Ennis. Some motherfuckers, you're just gonna be, whatever. It is what it is. But this notion that he needs David, the name of David Benavidez attached to his resume to prove his worth as a fucking Hall of Famer is just ridiculous to me. It's just, I'm like, I just sit back and I get promoting the fight, right? I get promoting the fight. I definitely get it, man. But like I said, when you have a certain platform, and when you look at Sampson Lewkowitz is in the know. He is the manager of David Benavidez. So when he parrots that dumb shit, everybody else around him does. You can't be a David Benavidez fan and be like, nah, Canelo don't need no David Benavidez. At this point, it's impossible because just how childish the mindset of these fans are. They're going to run with that shit. We have Paulie Malignaggi and Teddy Atlas, who I think very highly of, man. I really respect Teddy Atlas's boxing acumen. I respect his training capabilities. Him as a cornerman, I've always respected Teddy Atlas, man, but he's just really been I don't know what it is, man. I think he seems to be really bitter with the sport, and I'm not mad at him for that because he was braggadocious when he was a commentator and an analyst on ESPN. I get it. Y'all fired me because I was, I'm not about to sit there and condone bullshit. It's not gonna happen. I respect that. So I think with that is come a sense of like, just fuck all the niggas type energy. Look at how he talks to about Anthony Joshua. This is the same dude who said, "Yo, man, I didn't know, the losers got rewarded." About talking about Jermaine Franklin as if Anthony Joshua wasn't coming off of a fucking loss his goddamn self. It's just ridiculous when it comes to these dudes. So now when you have a cat like Canelo Alvarez, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So any opportunity they have to take a dig at him and poke holes in his resume and his credibility, they're gonna do it. So Sampson Lewkowitz is one of them. Sampson Lukowicz is one of the dudes who is in the process of doing that in the now. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. It's real ridiculous, man. At what point? At what point do you make up in your mind that what has David Benavidez done that's better than someone like a Danny Jacobs? What has he done better than Danny Jacobs? We don't even need to go into Golovkin. Golovkin didn't even become unified until he fought Rio de Murata. Miguel Cotto, like we can go on and on, or we can go on and on. Sergey Kovalev, we can say, yeah, all right, yeah, the rehydration clause and all that shit. We can get in that. We can get into that. That's understandable. I'm damn sure not dismissing that because it happened. But even Kovalev at that point in time is still more dangerous than the fucking David Benavidez. He is. He is. Where else do we go? I'm not gonna go back to Shane Mosley. I'm not gonna do that. I'm definitely not gonna do that. Cotto, Lara, these are more credible fights for Canelo Alvarez because they have a skill set that gives him a headache. That's a nuisance to him. Fleet-footed defensive first fighters. I mean, Caleb Plant was that, yeah, but Lara was sharpening his skill with the highest quality opponents available. Floyd, we already know what it is with that. Bavard, we already know what it is with that. Those are the type of fighters that he's winning there. Whether he win or lose, he's fought them dudes. Win or lose. David Benavidez beating a dude who has not done nothing at 154 pounds, 160 pounds, and damn sure not 168 pounds, who was a two-division world champion who has never taken the belt off of anybody. That's an indication of what he's going to do to a Canelo Alvarez, and now it's of extreme importance for Canelo to go and fight him. Otherwise, your legacy is in jeopardy. I don't get how do y'all come to this conclusion? How do y'all come to this? How can you sit back and say with a straight face like, yo, man, yeah, you got a point. You don't have a point. You wrong as two left feet. This is dumb. This is it's just utter garbage, man. Utter fucking garbage. Canelo, with that robust resume, don't need no goddamn David Benavidez. He doesn't. He doesn't. Golovkin in the rematch was a far better opponent than David Benavidez is now. And anybody who says opposite of that is lying. You look at David Benavidez, you don't see nothing spectacular about that dude outside of his size and his engine. He had good punch selection in this fight with Demetrius Andre, yeah, but the thing is, with Andre, it's easier to do that with him because he's not even battle tested. The minute he faced adversity, you saw that man break. The minute he got put under a certain amount of pressure, he folded. Breathing with his mouth open and all that, bro. Because he is a step above anybody that he has been fighting. And Canelo is a step above them niggas. I'm just saying, man, let's stop playing these games, man. Canelo is that guy. Until proven otherwise. David Benavidez better go in there and make him work. Because Canelo doesn't have the best gas tank. Go in there and make him work. But the thing is, while you're making him work, he's picking his shot. He's picking his spots. He's countering in between the punches. Demetrius Andre is not capable of that because he hasn't had to do it in that level of duress. He hasn't had to sit back and analyze an opponent because he's just always been he's completely overmatched him for years. So beating up Demetrius Andre in the fashion that he did it in that's not enough to convince me that, yo, man, Canelo his legacy is intact if he don't go fight a David Benavidez. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Now, with all that being said and done, Canelo does need to go fight David Benavidez. I ain't got no issue with saying that shit. We need that fight. We definitely need that fight. I don't want to see Jaime Munguia in fucking May. I do not want to see that shit. And honestly, I'm glad that Benavidez is pushing for May. I'm glad that he's pushing the WBC. Hey, yo, man, look, we need to get that in May. We need that. We need that. Get that man his fight. He deserved it. He did what it is you asked him to do, which is go fight everybody else. He fought Caleb Plant, even though Caleb Plant was lost to Canelo Alvarez by way of knockout. And that's another thing that they're saying. It's just ridiculous when it comes. I'm arguing with somebody literally right now telling me what fight was closer. It don't matter if he finished the fight on his feet or not. It does matter. If you're a proven power, if the allure around you is your punching capabilities, how are you not able to get this dude out of here when you've hit him more than Canelo hit him? And Canelo he didn't go the distance with Canelo. Just how people's brain works when it comes to this dude, man. It's lunacy. Lunacy. So yeah, David Benavidez and Canelo, that fight definitely does need to happen. That fight needs to happen. Oh my God, there's so much money up here. That fight needs to happen. And it needs to happen in May. So I hope he pushes the WBC. And I hope that, Mauricio Sulaiman, Aonan, that fight needs to happen now. Otherwise, we're going to strip you. I would love for that to happen. Because I don't want to see Jaime Munguia, because Jaime Munguia don't deserve no Canelo fight. He's not even equipped to deal with the likes of a Canelo Alvarez. The only people I feel who are really equipped to deal with what Canelo has to bring to the table, if we gotta choose, is David Benavidez and his Christian mobility. At 168 pounds, that's it. That's it. Those are the only two fighters at this point in time who have the potential of upsetting the apple cart. Christian Mobility and David Benavidez. But he doesn't need David Benavidez to be an icon, bro. He's arguably the baddest Mexican to come out of that country. You can't take that away from him just because he doesn't go fight David Benavidez. I had one of my guys tell me that his legacy is in question because he ain't fight fucking Jermall Charlo. And look at where we at with Jermall Charlo in now, bro. Please give us this David Benavidez fight so he can go in there, outline this dude in chalk, and we can just get it over with. And I can laugh in your face as I watch the sorrowful tears roll down your cheek. That's pretty much all I got to say about it, man. Stop that bullshit, man. David Benavidez ain't nobody for it to where it's a detriment to your career if you don't fight him. Unless you're someone on his level who hasn't accomplished as much. Not for no fucking Canelo, man. These niggas is a trip, man. That's all I got to say about it, man. I'll get with y'all. Y'all be easy. Deuces.